Friday night, March 31st of 2023 was one of the most incredible routines I've ever witnessed in my entire coaching career. Think about this. For a 19-year-old, what are the greatest moments in your life to this point? Graduating high school, earning a college scholarship, competing at an NCAA championship round 2, and sticking a perfect dismount has got to be in the top 2, if not number 1. But to have that moment simultaneous with undoubtedly the worst moment that she's ever had to go through, I just told her that looking forward, there's nothing that you can't handle in life.
Tasha is the type of person that when she walks into a room, everyone smiles because she's just such a genuine person. I was actually 6 when my parents met, and my dad actually adopted me. But he's kind of been the only father figure I've ever known, so it's been really special.
He spent 24 years total in the military, 8 years in the Marine Corps, had 4 deployments overseas. When she got the scholarship to Maryland, Patrick was like, oh my gosh, I have a D1 athlete. Oh my gosh, in gymnastics. Like, he did not know what to think or feel. Like, he just was so excited. And every time we'd come here, it was like a kid in a candy store.
He's big. I mean, he's big. He is a big guy. He is tall and strong. But when you see him give Tasha a hug, he's a teddy bear.
After leaving the military, he missed the camaraderie, the brotherhood. And we ended up finding the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. We were on our way home from a state chapter meeting, and then I heard a very loud pop. We just slid and we rolled, and then I woke up with 4 people standing over me, and Patrick was at my feet.
The tire actually blew out, and he reached behind him and gave her like a big bear hug, kind of as his last heroic act, because he knew they were gonna fall. He basically saved her life. He unfortunately suffered really bad injuries to the head and spine. A couple days before we leave for regionals, and we weren't sure what was happening, and the doctors weren't really sure.
We traveled up to Pittsburgh the day before our competition. I remember my assistant coach, Aaron, kind of pulling the staff aside and saying, hey, we're getting a phone call from Liz Brozowski, Tasha's mom. She told us that Tasha's father, Patrick, he wasn't going to make it, and she wanted us to be around her when she heard the news. We pulled Tasha out, and I just remember all 4 of us just sitting in the hallway of the hotel on the floor, crying and sobbing.
It was unimaginable. All you wanted to do was just hug her and never let her go, and hope that we could take some of her pain away.
The next morning, we are in our meeting room again for breakfast, and it's just silent. And Tasha walks in the room and says, I'm competing today for my father. And the room lit up, and all of her teammates, the smiles came back, and they hugged her, and then we knew it was on.
She wanted to come home. She wanted to come and be by her dad's side, and I said, that's not what he'd want. It's your decision, but I think your dad would want you to compete. Do it for him.
I remember watching her during the national anthem, and the tears are starting to come down her face. We go through our pre-routine speech. She looks strong, and I feel like she can do this. She begins the routine and it's great.
Something about every movement of her routine, how it was just flowing so effortlessly, you could tell that there was something greater behind that routine.
All she has left in the dismount, I see her moving the giants, and as she releases the bar, it's perfect. You saw the joy on her face, and then instantly you also saw the overwhelming emotion begin to hit her. I grabbed her as tightly as I could and I just said, he saw it. He saw the whole thing. He was with you that whole routine and he's so proud of you.
It was overwhelming. Like, there was so much emotion. It was like, the feeling is something that I like get goosebumps thinking about it still.
The night wasn't over yet, so we get back to the hotel, and my dad had an honor walk planned.
Patrick was donating his body and organs to the VA. They do a walk of honor.
There are about 75 CVMA members from all over the state. You could barely move down the hallway because there were people just lined up in the hallway.
We watched that as a team, and they kind of all just like laid a hand on me. We were all watching the video, and everyone was just like, I don't think there was a dry eye in that room.
Captain Tasha Brozowski. Rest in peace, Marine.
For us, when we think of team, we think of family. I think that word gets thrown around a lot, but family impacts everything we do. It's the fabric of our culture, the way we treat each other, the way we train. And it's all based on being there for one another.